this video we're just going to go over the basics of how virtual machines work. So just consider it virtual machines 101. So you're going to start with having your server host here. Really it's just a host for the virtual machine, so you could use resources from your workstation at home if you're making a home lab. For an enterprise environment, it might be a few servers. Small business, they just might have one dedicated machine, but it's basically just the host that hosts all those virtual machines. And once you have that set up with the allotted resources that you're going to need, you would move over to your virtual machine software. So that would be like Hyper-V or VirtualBox. I would recommend using VirtualBox if you're setting something up at home, just because it is a free software that you could use. And we'll go over how to set up both Hyper-V and VirtualBox in a later video. We'll go over how to set up like a Linux virtual machine on both of those. Hyper-V is good to know just because you'll probably see that in an enterprise environment. But once you have that set up with your virtual machines, then you would have the virtual machines themselves. So you would have, in this example, 3 that are tied to this Hyper-V instance. Maybe you'd have one that does your like SQL apps, one that does your domain controller that has all your users and group policy settings in it, and then maybe you'd have another one that just has all of your company shares, like your accounting and QuickBooks data or something like that. But they would all be living and using the resources on the host. So it's important that when you get the host, you have enough resources to support the number of machines that you're going to have inside of your Hyper-V. It's pretty straightforward. It's basically just think of it as 3 computers living in a single unit here. And each of these computers pretty much act as, a standalone computer. They each have their own IP addresses, their own names, and in this case their own uses. But that's basically the gist of how virtual machines work. Like I said, super basic, just virtual machines 101, and I'll follow up with some other videos after this.